Carthage is an outstanding team, and we didn't know if we could slow them down because they can score inside, outside. They have a talented point guard. They defend like crazy. And a couple years ago, we saw that in action because we played them at home, and they bounced us out of the tournament. Really proud of how this team responded to the defensive plan that we had. A little bit of a slow start, but they're so hard to defend. I think it just took us a while to figure out how much ball pressure we needed and how to adjust. And then I liked our offensive tempo once we got going. But congratulations to the Carthage team that has all the pieces to the puzzle. But it wasn't their night tonight. And so happy to be moving on with the seniors and the rest of this team.
Congratulations on making it to the final. How does it feel to get back to that position?
Good right now, for a moment, until we go back to work and figure out how to survive another day. But, you know, Savannah said the other day at practice, she said, you know, I love this team. I don't want it to end in 2 days. And so they've been very driven all season long, but their attention to detail down the stretch has been outstanding. And the way they've responded to scouting reports and personnel, and their focus has really been unmatched of any team I've ever coached before.
Same question to the players. How does it feel to be back, particularly for the seniors?
It's a great feeling. I mean, we work really hard every day for this. Like, you work for the Elite Eight, for the Final Four, for the championship. So to me, moving on is a blessing, and I couldn't imagine doing it with anybody else. It's a great feeling.
I couldn't imagine being done right now sitting here, so it's definitely nice that we get to continue on tomorrow and get back to work. So
Hoping for one more week.
A question for the players, for anybody who wants to answer. You guys seemed a little nervous at the beginning of the game. What did you guys do to get focused and start making the buckets?
At the beginning of the game, as always, some jitters. There's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of people. It's a Sweet 16. But once you get in the groove after the first couple of minutes, it's just basketball. It's the same game we've played forever and that we've worked on every day for the past 5 months. So you get a little excited, but your nerves calm down once the game gets rolling. And I think we knew that, and we looked at each other and we're confident in each other, and our poise progressed throughout the game, and our confidence grew as the game went on, and then we were able to finish it out really strong.
What's the advantage of playing here at DePauw as opposed to traveling on the road?
The advantage is they could go to class and take their midterms and
Have one today.
that's the advantage. Playing in a court that you're familiar with your fans, sleeping in your own bed, obviously those outweigh any disadvantage that we might have. And, it's nice to be playing at the Lilly Center where you know your routines.
Same question for the players.
Staff?
yeah, I think it's mostly just the same routine because I am personally very superstitious, so it's nice that I can just do the same thing every single time. And it's nice having the fans with us too.
Very is an understatement.
She's incredibly superstitious.
At the half, you had a 9-point lead. Accelerated, blasted off in the second half. What do you contribute that to?
Well, we were starting to find a rhythm on offense to end that half, and we talked about at halftime why we had built that small margin of the lead, why we needed to go out and do those same things, and we wanted to get off to a quick start in the second half. And I think we hit that first bucket off, I don't remember what we were running, but and then, you know, our defense got stronger at times as well. We got our hands on a lot of basketballs and disrupted some things.
Coach, what did you have to do tonight to shut down Kuzmana, who's had a great season all year, and really it kind of seemed like it was key to your game tonight to pull ahead to Carthage? What was?
She's amazing. She's amazing, and she has the ball in her hands so often. We didn't know if we could slow her down. But we wanted to know where she was from the time they inbounded the basketball until it was our possession again. So we definitely had a focus on her. And we used several players against her. But what they did is they had a great defensive intensity when they were on her. She had some shots that just rolled out as well. But she's a tremendous player.
Coach, when you're up by 20 late in a game, and knowing you have a game tomorrow, what sort of goes through your mind as far as like resting players and getting them ready for tomorrow?
Well, we talk a lot about a 20-point lead. To some seems large, and to us it doesn't seem so large because it might be 7 to 10 possessions. So with a team like Carthage, that's a pretty quick turnaround. A 20-point lead could be 11. So we were not going to relax. Once you relax, you could be in trouble. So we tried to finish that game out strong. I don't know that we'll have to worry about being tired tomorrow for the game that's on the line. They've taken care of themselves all week. And, you know, usually it'll be if we defend and rebound and shots fall down. So I think we'll be well rested and ready to play.
To continue off that, tomorrow you have a rematch of the national championship. What does that go through your head? Like, what?
Did we play them last year? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You know, we've played them a few times over the years. And Bill, what's our record against Whitewater? I don't know. 1-1. So. They're outstanding. They cause some problems when you see them on a second day because they use the run and jump defense, and perhaps we had to spend a lot of time prepping for Carthage. What type of problems does that present if we didn't get enough reps in against their press? Taking care of the basketball tomorrow will be extremely important. Obviously, they probably have that revenge factor that they're talking about tonight, and we'll have to be very, very good tomorrow.
Savannah, 14 of your 20 points came in the second half. Just talk about what you were seeing in the second half that maybe became a little bit easier on the offensive end, and how big a lift that was your team. You really came out and were super aggressive in the second half.
Yeah, I was just trying to be more aggressive overall. The last couple games, I wasn't being as aggressive as I should be, and I think the way that they were defending ball screens in the beginning was helpful for me to get my shot off. So.
Alex, in the press conference with Carthage, they talked about shoot around this morning. They came in and up on the scoreboard read Carthage 5, DePauw 0. And they talked about how it took them a minute, but they sort of figured it out and realized that that was the 5 points that they had defeated you guys 2 years ago, your sophomore year in the tournament. Just talk about coming in, I guess, to the weekend, coming into this game, you know, having them bounce you out here at home your sophomore year. Is that something that you guys had even talked about coming into tonight? And then, obviously, with that revenge looking ahead to tomorrow, I'm certainly, as Coach said, Whitewater has sort of that same mentality. So how do you try to equal their, aggressiveness at the start of the game and not fall behind like it was tonight?
That's a long question.
Can you repeat that?
I think we've talked about Carthage 2 years ago a little bit in our preparation. When we saw we were matched up with them again. It's definitely something to think about because that's always something that stays in your mind, and I think that's something that drove us last year. Just to come off of that loss and prepare for the season last year, and just seeing that matchup is, it is a little bit of taste of revenge, but really it's more like you're just preparing for the next team, preparing for the next game like we always do. I didn't even realize that that's what that 5-0 meant.
I didn't know it was up there. I don't know who put it up.
But yeah, really with that compared to Whitewater versus us tomorrow, I think really it just depends on who comes out and plays a better game tomorrow. Last year doesn't really matter, so it's just matchups. It's exciting.
Any more questions?
So needless to say, big game tomorrow. What would you guys tell the fans to come and support you? Any words for the followers out there?
Please come.
It's a really big game.
It's fun when you come, I guess. So.
Last time to see these seniors play in the Lilly Center,
That's a good one.
for sure. So
Absolutely.
they've had an outstanding career, and they've given a lot to the program, so it'd be a great way to say thank you.
What does this mean this season to you two as seniors, and what does it mean to go this far in the tournament on your home court?
I think we have an idea that we protect Lily, and that loss against Carthage 2 years ago was kind of a stinger to lose at home, because we definitely have that thought in our head, like this is our home court and we're not going to lose here. I think being able to play at home and just for sure play our last game at Lily tomorrow is kind of
emotional, but also motivating, so.
I agree. Honestly, I haven't really thought about it. Yeah, it's just like, again, it's emotional. It's exciting. It's hard to think that in a week, max a week, like my career and like the seniors' careers could be over. But to play at Lilly one last time and knowing it's our last game, it's a great feeling. I'm really happy that we've gotten this far and that we deserve to play on our court.
What I love about this team is they don't want to quit playing. And sometimes you get to the end of the year and you're tired and you don't like each other anymore. But they like each other a lot and they continue to work hard and they have a passion for the game and a passion for each other.